So when you have multiple emotional traumatic scenarios happening at the same time, you lost your job, you lost your girlfriend, you found out that you've got some sickness that's going on, and all those three things happen at the same time. Look, if one of them happens, you lose your job, you got your girl, you're okay. You lose your girl, you still go to work, you got your job, you're okay. But when you lose both those things, that's a huge hit to your emotional stability. And then on top of that, you find out that you're sick. And then on top of that, the mortgage is due. And now you're a couple days late. So these are like problems, but they're not just normal problems. They're emotional problems, and they hit you at an emotional level. So in those situations, prioritize and execute. Okay, what's the biggest issue that I have right now? How can I start to address that? What can I do to get to a better place with that particular issue? Sometimes you got 10 problems and you got one, the biggest problem is this, the next biggest problem is that, but you got a couple little straggler problems that aren't that big. You can actually go, you know what? I'm going to get rid of this problem right now. I'm going to focus on this for the next 2 hours, get it done, get it taken care of, boom. Then I can go to the problem that's going to take 3 hours, get that one off my plate. So you actually can then focus on these big problems that might take you a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month to get solved. But you've gotten rid of some of those smaller problems. So you could do that technique as well. Here's another way to do it. This is the biggest problem that I'm most scared of facing. So I'm going to tackle that problem. I'm having an existential crisis and I'm afraid to die. Okay, maybe you say, all right, you know what? I'm going to sit down. I'm going to talk to my friend. I'm going to read. I'm going to talk to my friend, Echo, who seems to have a good handle on this kind of stuff. I'm going to try and overcome this fear. Or maybe you say, you know what? That's a huge problem. I don't want to deal with that one right now. I'm going to go to this other thing that's been bothering me, which is, I don't know if I'm in the right career. Both those things work. Now, the other part of this is when you sit or you lay down or you sit and you stay static and you don't move, this is not good. Look, are there exceptional times where maybe you need to take a tactical pause and you need to maintain your position for a little while to let a situation develop? Yes, it does happen. 7 out of 10 times, action is going to trump inaction. So let your default mode be, hey, I've got these 5 or 6 emotionally draining situations happening. When you're just sitting there, they're continuing to drain. Don't do that. Get up, start to move, start to figure out how you're going to address some of these problems. And what makes it digestible is that instead of looking at the 9 problems that you have, which you can't address 9 things at once, you can barely even comprehend 9 things at once.